I'm sure many of us already know the harmonization of the major 7 scale. We should take a look at this scale and chords and see what this has to suggest for study.
So I walk a little too fast, and I drive a little too fast.
Let's stretch out the scale on strings 4 through 5 so that we can better see the interval relationships and the harmonizations in drop 2 voicing. Let's take a look at these chord tones harmonized. We're not playing the tones in sequence. The honest fact here is that these chords are all inverted from their closed interval positions, and then drop 2 voicing is applied. But we'll talk about inversions, intervals, and voicings in another video. For now, let's look at these chords as they appear. 1, 5, 7, 3. 1, 5, 7, 3. I'll add a tab below for each, and a PDF in the files. C major 7. D minor 7. 1, 5, 7, 3. E minor 7. 1, 5, 7, 3. F major 7. G 7. A minor 7. B minor 7 flat 5. C major 7. I like to practice these by saying the position of the chord in the scale. This helps me remember the position and harmonic structure. And then for practice, I skip a chord in order to ensure that I remember the harmonic structure and the chord position. Let's try this descending. We'll say 8, 6, 7, 5, 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 7, 1. This way I become more confident with the tone position and its harmony found in the major scale. We can also do this ascending. 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 6, 8. Of course, we don't see players reaching for the inversions that they happen to know with their hand flying up and down the fretboard. They usually use the most convenient inversion based on their hand position while playing. Honestly, we need to know these chords in all their inversion. So let's look at this scale of chords in the 3rd position to see which inversions are useful. In the 3rd position, we'll call this the 3rd position at fret 3. We have C major 7, which is fine. When we go to the D minor 7, we need the 1st inversion, which puts the 3rd in the bass. Then on the 2nd fret, we have E minor 7, the 3 chord, then the 4 chord, F major 7. For G7, we need the 3rd inversion that puts the minor 7, F in the bass. Then 6, we need the 1st inversion of A minor 7. Then the root position of B minor 7 flat 5. And finally the A chord, again the tonic chord, C major 7. So here's our scale in 3rd position using certain inversions. 1, 2, 6, 7, 8. Obviously, we need to start our study of inversions. I like to start this with D minor 7 because it's in the mid position on your instrument and we can see a range of inversions. So let's look at D minor 7. We know it's a minor 7th chord, so we look to the minor dyad. You can see the video on this site on dyads. So we know the minor 3rd is up a minor dyad. And that's our first inversion. The second inversion puts the 5 in the bass. Here we have the root and the 5th. The third inversion puts the minor 7th in the bass. Here's your open D, octave, major 7, minor 7. Or you can look at it as D, minor 7, C, up an octave. So now we have this. Here's how I like to practice these. I'll put a PDF in the files for this inversion. Okay, let's stop a minute for a helpful tip. Perhaps you've studied the inversions on 1 through 4, but you've neglected them on 3 through 6. It's interesting to note that when you play the second inversion, in fact all the inversions, and you go to transpose them from 1 through 4 to 3 through 6, the two inner voices will stay the same. The alto and the soprano voices will come down either 2 octaves or 1 octave. Now the 2 octave on strings 6 and 1 we know are intuitively because of the tuning of our instrument. What's interesting is string number 2 and string number 5 are 1 octave apart, separated by 2 frets. So when you go to invert this chord, the 2 inner voices remain the same. The 1 string and the 6th string are on the same fret, but the 2 and the 5 come down 1 octave. This is true for all drop 2 voicings. Let's take a look at the first inversion, D minor 7. We know that these 2 are going to stay. F and C will stay. And we know that this one, intuitively, comes down on the same fret. But this is 2 frets apart. So we have this, and we go to this. It's a little difficult to see, but I'll put a graphic up. This is a down octave from string 2 to 5. So let's see if these inversions are useful. Okay, so don't tell me there's nothing to practice.